In the shadows of America's Revolutionary War, while generals marched and muskets roared, an invisible battle unfolded, a battle of whispers, secrets, and deception. And at the center of this silent war stood a woman whose name we may never know, but whose actions changed the course of history. She is remembered only as Agent 355, America's first female spy. In the late 1770s, as the war between the American colonies and the British Empire reached a boiling point, General George Washington realized that brute force alone would not win independence. What he needed was information, intelligence that could outmaneuver redcoat armies and foil British plans before they were even set in motion. And so he authorized the formation of a spy network known as the Culper Ring, a secret society of loyal patriots operating right under the noses of the British. Among them was a mysterious woman who went by the codename 355. In the code used by the Culper Ring, 355 simply meant lady. But this woman was far from ordinary. Historians believe that Agent 355 was deeply embedded within British-occupied New York City, a loyalist stronghold at the time. She likely mingled with British officers, perhaps even the highest-ranking ones, listening carefully, observing quietly. She had access to private conversations and military plans. Her intelligence would make its way back to Washington through the careful channels of the Culper Ring, often concealed in invisible ink or hidden within seemingly innocent letters. One of the most critical moments tied to Agent 355 was the exposure of Benedict Arnold's treason. Arnold, once a respected general in the Continental Army, had secretly agreed to surrender the fort at West Point to the British. But before he could carry out the betrayal, his British contact, Major John Andre, was captured with incriminating documents. Many believe it was Agent 355 who tipped off the Patriots, making it possible for them to stop Arnold and capture Andre. That information saved a critical American stronghold and quite possibly the revolution itself. But the price of heroism, especially for a woman in the 18th century, was steep. The details of Agent 355's life after the Andre incident are murky, wrapped in tragedy and speculation. Some accounts suggest she was captured by the British and held aboard the notorious prison ship HMS Jersey, a floating hell where thousands of American prisoners died from disease and starvation. Others say she may have died shortly after childbirth or been executed in secret. No matter which version is true, one thing is certain: her name was erased from history to protect her, or perhaps simply because she was a woman, invisible in both life and legacy.
For over 2 centuries, historians have searched for clues about her identity. Some believe she was Anna Strong, a member of the Culper Ring, known to use her laundry as a code system, hanging black petticoats and handkerchiefs on the clothesline to signal messages. Others suggest she was a member of a well-connected loyalist family who turned against the crown in secret. But despite all the theories, the truth remains just out of reach. Agent 355 represents more than just a single woman. She symbolizes the countless unsung heroes of the American Revolution, especially women, who risked their lives in silence with no medals, no glory, and no promise of remembrance. In a time when women were expected to be passive observers, she became an active force in shaping the fate of a nation. Today, as historians continue to uncover fragments of her story, Agent 355 has become a powerful symbol of resistance, courage, and sacrifice. Her legacy has inspired books, films, and even intelligence agencies. The CIA has recognized her as a foundational figure in American espionage. Her story, or what little we know of it, reminds us that even in the darkest times, the quietest voices can make the loudest impact. So the next time you read about the battles of the American Revolution, remember that not all wars are won on battlefields. Some are won in parlors, behind closed doors, in the margins of coded letters. And in those hidden places, a nameless woman, Agent 355, stood at the heart of America's fight for freedom.